About 3 in the morning Chicago time. And I was sitting here. I hear videos all day. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. May the blessings of the Most High sit on you and your family and all that's connected with you that believe, love, and keeps His command. Converted and enslaved souls under the guise of religion. Yes, they used an element. They used it as a tool against the people of God. That's something they picked up from their ancestors. And yes, they are. America is a daughter of Rome. America came out of Britain. Britain came out of Rome. So yes, she is a daughter of the beast. But the beast is Rome. Same people that was around. The beast that came through and destroyed Jerusalem. That's the same nation, Rome, the Greco-Roman Empire that established religious outposts. That's who perverted the word. It wasn't America. America wasn't, they weren't on nothing. They weren't on nothing then. You gotta look at, keep it in historical perspective. Not that it matters, it matters and it points out that America's on its last leg. I just, you hear them. Like I always say, I pay attention to the videos the Gentiles speak about because now they understand. They understand the Deuteronomies, the reversing. But are, excuse me, are we in that time now? Yes, we're in that time. Yes, we are. You can see it. Now, I've been saying it all year, as a matter of fact, because you don't see the hand of the Most High protected America. You see them around the world. They've decoupled. They're de-dollarizing. America's power is in the system. That's the same. And that system is died. It's dead. It ain't died, it's dead. We over here in a burning house. But the fact of the matter is, the system won't fall. It's not gonna fall. Mm-mm. Europe ain't gonna disappear. America will, but Europe, Europe not yet, not yet. Power's gonna go back to the east. People tend to think America is the power because it's a military arm. Well, whoop-dee. It's gonna take more than that to sustain it. It's gonna take that old doctrine they used against us, religion. We ready for the one world system. We know that. We've been priming it up. Even some of the techniques that they've used, that they're gonna use, they already in the penitentiaries. Grade systems, them same systems they gonna use against you once they bring in the identity, the ID. The ID is on the way. By December, Europe is pressing of 2026, but a lot of the countries over there in that nation have already implemented the system. Europe is implemented and it's given a deadline of by 2026 that all their nations, and I mean all of them, will have the system fully running. It's up and running now. Just as China, India, Kenya, and there's other nations who are going straight digital. Now, I'm not saying all nations like the Sahel nations, but you got to be careful with them too. It ain't nothing personal. But this conversation I'm having here is a real conversation. And it's not going to be in alignment with what you used to hear. Nothing I ever say or do is in agreement with the consensus of the masses because that's not how it goes, fam. We're not gonna all talk about the same subject. Some subjects are gonna be more advanced, some, in between, and then you're gonna have some that's remedial, basically lower level. Not remedial, but introduction level. We all on the same journey and we are uncovering what has been hidden. And this is the end time where the books are being opened. If not, I would not know this. But Rome is the beast. Yes, it is. It picked up that system because it connected with the land of Babylon. Think about it. Even from the beginning, when Nimrod headed it up to establish the Tower of Babel, he was dealing with um, ancient. He had got a hold to some ancient information, just like Abraham. I will have to go back into the books, the Apocrypha, the Jubilees, but it talks about ancient, you know, information that they were reading, and he went with it. As you can see, he became a mighty hunter in the Most High. He was mighty in the eyes of the Most High, and that's something else you got to think about. It wasn't just Israel. Even with you got to figure though, the Shemites we understand because Abraham's son. You will find Midianites, then you'll find Kenizzites, Kenizzites. Yeah, these some of the other Shemitic people that you will see were brought into the, and I'm bringing them up because you see there was a priestly class in those people, Shemitic people, just like we are. And we recognize the beast system that went against our people. It was wrong. America was nowhere around, nowhere to be found. They weren't thinking about it. But as time went on, they sure started to look at it. And yes, they did. But it wasn't America who charted the mission. It was Rome. Rome is the beast that sits so many wars. To this day, all European nations answer to the Pope. It's the Pope that's going around to bring all the religions together. Remember, under the Abrahamic Accords, they had brought this one faith concept, and it still stands with them within that system. We ain't worried about that though, family. We ain't worried about it, but that we must study and know, study to show ourselves approved unto the Most High, that we know these things and we know how to navigate the earth. Then when we know our purpose, we ain't got to worry about that, family. That's the least of our worries because you gotta understand, we building a kingdom. Our kingdom don't got nothing to do with the world and what they got going on. We bringing the kingdom from eternity. Kroger 5,000 in 30 seconds. Oh wow. Yeah, people. Yeah. Man, y'all, it's all these conspiracies. It's Genesis 15. In that land whom they serve, that nation whom they serve, will I judge? No, they don't. They know the history of ancient Rome because America, yeah, a lot of people like to say it's the beast system because it seemed like Europe following behind them, but they not. They are not. And Rome is the beast that sits on many waters. Rome took over Babylon. Is America a daughter of her? Yeah. Yes, she is. But when America gonna be long gone, fam. Rome gonna be still running. And like I said, that's who brought together all faiths under the Abraham Accord. And they did build three temples. And them temples is right to each other to this day. I believe they're over in Saudi Arabia. Like when I seen the Pope, what's going on here? And I mean, he went from country to country, nation to nation. Y'all know it, continent to continent, bringing them all under that Abraham would be worshiping under one accord, under the beast system. America ain't established it now. That's the money. It ain't Europe. These are the lawyers. In America, they're the lawyers. It's the Saudis with the money. The and I'm not even gonna say, yeah, I'm just gonna say Saudis for the sake of who in the land. But we know these are black people. These are the sons of Keturah, Abraham's wife. These are Shemites. That's bloodline. You know, and the sons of Abraham. That's bloodline. So, but the Pope, Rome, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of pushback on that. You're gonna have a lot of people with and I can care less. That's the least of my worries. My thing is to get this truth out here. And if it resonate with you, family, like the video and subscribe. And there's a lot of descriptions in the Bible we can go into where it explains the cup of sacrilege. Who else walk around with that cup with the incense burning in it, swinging it around, with the scarlet color, the red, the purple, and then they got all the symbolism of uh, Canaanite worshiping. You can go back to that Babel time. Look at those emblems on like their hats and on their garbs. Look at on their clothes, their little religious garbs. Look at the little the insignias on their hats. These things are described in the book of Revelations, family. And it ain't talking about America. America wasn't in Daniel chapter 7, the dream of those nations he had. America wasn't there, but its progenitor was Rome. Greece was there. And Greece was matter of fact, that's another story. I ain't gonna even touch that. It's a whole lot that came out of there. A whole lot. And there's a whole lot gonna come out of this. And a lot of people gonna be exposed for lying. And pray to the Most High. Yeah, you might hear. I take heed when I hear the word, but I'm keen in on is it in alignment? Just because you speak in the word doesn't mean that you're in alignment. In the sense where you're able to lead, because we hear a lot of people base their doctrine off what the next man saying, I believe. As long as it's like within context because of the consensus and pushback. Because a lot of us depending on YouTube money to fund what we doing, which is the point I want to make. The chosen, we don't have no job with them systems. I know a lot of people, oh no, we had to work. Yeah, I work, but I never had a job, family, with that system. I went and got that knowledge and I went out there and put that work in myself. Still to this day. Y'all done heard me talking about it. I don't have no accounts with them. My account is with God and people. And it's based on the level of integrity that I bring to what I'm doing. You know? I ain't got no game. People, hey, I'm like Nas. People understand my story. They know what I'm speaking about is real. Ain't no connections. It's just me. It's a lot of struggle, but shit, my back against the wall, I don't fold. I stay 10 toes down and remain the course because things are gonna change. That's one thing for certain, two things for sure. Things can't, things won't stay in a downward spiral. You're gonna recognize where you went wrong because you know greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And he that is in me is the king. The king's word is law. And everything that he gave us instruction about, he put a law in it to lead and guide us. He put a law in it so that it will establish the culture. You can't go wrong. You locked in. I had to learn that. It's a learning process, but every day it's a work. Every day we have to every day we find ourselves taking that step and praying and hoping and praying that he's taking that step with us in all things we do. As long as it's to the glory of God, all things work together for the good of those who love him. But then it has to be according to his instruction. Black America do not fall for this. What you mean fall for what? Oh, that's the Ethiopian brother letting us know about the if we came up with 400 million or something like that, 400 billion from our spending power of 1 point some odd trillion, that we can buy our own land. Farmer fights to reclaim home. Black farmer shares disturbing footage after helping white family who stole his. After accusing Coco Golf of cheat. I just can't take it. The sister whooping your ass. Shut up. Man, why don't celebrate Thanksgiving or any other of these pagan holidays? Me neither, because it's not pleasing to the Most High. That's why I don't do it. I just chilled all day. I was in the house. I started to make a video. Then I said, Zechariah 5 describes America's fall in exact detail and we're in the final stage. That's interesting. Fair use copyright. Let's see what they talking about. Billions lost Target, chose Trump. Now the entire company is falling apart. Hey, look, to each his own. All these, let me save y'all the headache. Genesis 15. You gotta have faith and believe in the Most High. Yes, He's reaching for all. His Spirit, He's poured His Spirit on all. But how many will repent? Come out of the world and their systems and corporations. Give all that up and give your life to the Most High in Christ and be sons like Christ. Know that you know that you know what you know of a surety. Not wavering because your family looking at you crazy like today. So I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna make no video. Then people be, oh, what you doing? Ooh, I ain't doing none of that y'all doing, family. I'm searching the scriptures. I'm getting clear understanding. I'm letting the Most High see me because I ain't just saying nothing. I need the heavens to open some doors for me. So that's what you're going to get from me. Obedience. It's time to transition. It's time to go higher, higher in the spirit. Meaning, yes, those things that I'm reaching for, you're going to know it's coming from the Most High. Y'all know I ain't got no contracts with the world. Mm-mm. None of that. Black British copy, Black American culture. Don't say that. They should. And black people, y'all gotta understand. It's your purpose to be an example why billionaires are selling everything right now. They see what you don't. The billionaire exodus. And we knew that, okay, this came out 4 days ago. I already know this. We know all that. People paying attention. I don't know. They caught up in all the glitz and now we ain't shopping and this and that because of look, you should have stopped shopping because you coming out of the world. Y'all mad because Trump doing things and it's going against what the other party did for you. Wow, 70,000 Somalis in panic as Trump drops all sanctions. Wow. Wow. Mm-mm. You gotta come out of the world. I just said that. I got to come out of the world and come into his light. And you are sons and daughters of the Most High. He's not going. That's like I said. This nation is under judgment. It won't stand. And next, you already know who he coming for. But it's simultaneously because just as they cutting off America, they cutting Europe off. Y'all ain't paying attention to world politics. Don't pay off debt after 60. Charlie Munger, don't pay off debt after 60. Do this instead. Black people who prove everyone wrong. Man, you're always trying to prove ourselves to them. Wasting time. That's why I own this bank. I'm just sharing and bank manager tore up black man's $10 million check. Then her boss said, sir, lady, white people, it ain't your place to be sitting there telling people who is or who not when you're not a fucking authority. Meaning, you don't. I just watched. I wanted to check my balance. The millionaire laughed until they saw it. Man, shorties know how to hustle. Our kids know how to. Yeah, restaurants are using fake meat. 35 restaurants you should stop going to, and 15 you should still visit. We already know this. We was just talking about the Campbell's issue. This nation is under judgment. How you threaten them, bro? There you go. Show them chump show. I like them when I'm not going to get caught in that because if we wasn't taking part in these systems and stayed away from their ass, then you wouldn't have these and some of these encounters. You wouldn't have these encounters. Hmm. Cop pointed a gun at a man reading a newspaper. Bro sitting on this porch reading a newspaper. This bitch got a gun in his face. These niggas cowards. But remain the course and be firm in the Most High. Then the things they want us to react to, you know. A gun barrel catches the sunlight, pointed directly at a man in a crimson shirt holding a newspaper. They mad, bro, because you on the porch. Steam rises from his coffee cup. He lowers the paper slowly, hands visible, palms open. I'm reading the news on my own porch. Officer Derek Mason's finger tightens on the trigger. His hand trembles. The radio belt crackles with static. Derek doesn't know it yet. He just made the biggest mistake of his life. Dropping paper. Hands where I can see them now. The command cuts through the Sunday morning silence. A gun barrel gleams in the sunlight, aimed at a man sitting peacefully on his porch. The radio on his belt crackles. Derek doesn't know it yet. He just made the biggest mistake of his life. 3 hours earlier, the morning sun in Maple Grove had a quality of liquid gold. They always doing too much. They lucky we don't get down on their ass on everything. Excuse my French, but I gotta keep it a buck. We got young men and young women. Yeah, listening. And some of them use what we say for advice. They look to the elders. You might not think they do, but they do. And even in the midst of sometimes people might tell them, like, I got a gang of haters. They like witches. Like they having seances, speaking against me, speaking falsely on my name. Like, wow. Okay. All praise to the Most High. I still pray for them. I don't, you know, pray for all our people. Because you never know what they might be going through. And because they doing the wrong thing, that don't mean that should cause me to treat them with that same spirit. And I say that with a lot of our people. I be like, y'all phony. Y'all phony as hell. If you don't, you should have beat that man up. Oh yeah. He ever do something to my children or I'm coming to get your ass. I don't care who you is. Your black hands off our table, Charity, please. Derek Anderson grabs Travis Taylor by the collar and slams his face into a lunch tray full of mashed potatoes. I'd beat the brakes off that punk. Sat him down and told him why. Oh yeah, women do the dumbest stuff. Sisters need to stop that. Zechariah 5. I don't have to get into that because a lot speaks about what will happen. But America subsequently, because of its connection with Rome through Britain, it is a descendant of those people. Yes, it is. But it ain't no, America is not a spiritual force or a spiritual power. No, it's not. They wicked as hell. Yeah, a wicked force, a wicked spirit. But they don't set no agenda. They don't control nothing in the spirit realm. Black man completely destroys races. We're not giving a F. Oh yeah, you gotta let them punks know. Black America claps black. Oh yeah, Black America's our home. These people slow, they question everything about it. Then you gotta be careful. Like I said, I don't got nothing against our cousins that's making these videos, but a lot of y'all, he ain't got the full. Y'all don't got no full drawing. This is yours. Y'all don't got a full drawing on how. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have that full drawing and understanding who we are and everything that we've been through. They're about to reset your money. Oh yeah, they about to reset the money. I've been telling people that, but I ain't even focused on that because the money I'm thinking about is coming from eternity. We know how to turn something into nothing into something through other means. Brothers and sisters have to remember that because we're in that time now. And you have to, whatever you got to fine tune and make sure you can control. You know what I'm saying? Your territory. You gonna have to, it's real. We on some military type time right now, but it's biblical times of ushering in that Christ order, and we the ones who's gonna bring it in. They not. They bringing in a war era, a software era to control you, a chip. That's not what the Most High bringing in Revelations 13 and 14 speaks about that. So you want to read that. Now this I'll check out. I'll be checking this fella out. I guess he's an Indian and he's into economics. He understands investing. He made a lot of money. So I pretty much listen to him, but then I do my own research. Because it's checks and balance on everything they put out. Yeah, because it costs. It's checks and balances. Exactly. They got to account for that money. Just put no money out. Yeah, they put it out there, but they know it's an investment. Some of us gonna come up. They got record at that of that. They know who's who. Don't be stupid. No, that ain't rich. They thought they were rich. And I paid to that. And I watched a lot of people get money and play with money. And I'm like, and they ain't got nothing to show for it. They talking shit. Of course, you know. They talk that smack, but as far as it's like a lot of our people, they get a hold of some money and they don't have a clue on what to do with it. It's like we don't even. Yes, I've had my ups and downs with it. Understand now, and when that opportunity do come, I'm gonna be ready. But I'm not going to run to no, talking about no financial. I'm not going to none of. I'm not using none of those means. You normally have people talking about financial advisors and all this and that. Didn't y'all hear the stories? Y'all didn't see the athletes, the rappers, the singers, the entertainers, the advisors. Like, stop playing. You should know the things that you need to put in place to have successful, a prosperous life, a secure and prosperous lifestyle, not just for you and your family. You know, ain't no way. Mm-mm. And things they gonna invest in is things we sitting here and listening about that's losing value. Because why? Like I was speaking about earlier, the other nations de-dollarizing, meaning decoupling from doing business with us. What does that mean? That means your dollar, your position of power is your power. You're in your power, that dollar you're losing. The people don't invest in debt to put it in motion. They're giving up on it and opting out, which means you're being stuck with the debt. And it costs to create that, like he said. The Fed created, the government put it out in different ways. They put it out in stimulus. I don't know what that UE is, PPPs and grants. And the government get to tax those things. That's how they eat. But the Fed taxing them and the government kind of mad. Trump always had a thing with the Fed. But that's between them. Some of us have awakened and we understand that. And although that was a good market and they squeezing the heck out of it to get as much as they can because they know it's over. The people with the natural resources, with the land, they have awakened and they're understanding because these the ones who they shunned. All nations went against our people. It was all love so that they can have a chance. I understand why, because look at Africa today, the Sahel region, how they cut off Europe. They doing business with some companies, but overall, they cut their ass off and got rid of their money, using it as a form of currency. That knocked France back and other European nations. The Union, they steady reaching out to Africa to do deals. They was just talking about what is a 11 trillion, a some odd $1 trillion deal. Africa rejected that shit. Like Africa don't need y'all money. You want to do business? Do it the upright way. Do it with integrity. You know about they stuff. Do business. You bring what you got to the table. We bring what we got to the table. Let's do business. Other than that, you can move around all that. Well, y'all should stop doing this and stop like Trump with talking about going to Nigeria because of Christians. I'm like, man, stop playing. You just looking for a reason to go in there and fuck with them people and try to get some of their resources. That's the only reason your ass concerned about Africa. You know, when you kicking the Sudanese out of here. We know it's the best president we ever had. Stop lying. I don't got no president. I got a king. He's eternal. And he don't falter on his word. And he loves us. And he shows you every day. You just reject him because you thinking what he's establishing is connected to your church, which your church is connected through your government. It's a contract. They wouldn't dare open a church without going through uh, the contract because they don't believe. They looking at it as a business. It ain't no business. It's service to the this is service to the eternal, the King. And with that, I'm out. It's 3 o'clock. I just want to share that though. Rome, we know Daniel 7. That's who took over Babylon. Rome is that mystery beast, not America. You want to have your whole prophecy off thinking like that because when America gone, Rome's still gonna be standing. Rome are the feet on that statue, not America. Study to show yourself approved, family. The Most High gonna hold you accountable, and He gonna even hold you accountable for the wrong knowledge. You'll hear a thing, even with whatever I share. Look that up. Prove all things. I'm not gonna come on here and lie to you. I don't have time for that. I've been on here a long time. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not looking for a check or to run up nothing. I'm gonna run this information up and pray that whoever putting out wrong or moving in the wrong manner, that the truth will destroy them. That's what I'm looking forward to. And awakening the brothers sisters. We got time for contention because the Most High is not the author of confusion. We don't do all that over here. It is what it is. What it ain't gonna be. And with that, yeah, I wish y'all all the best. Shalom, peace, and blessings. Shalom. Shalom.